Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Marachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopefully elect tabernacle of David. And I just got to say this, man. If you call yourself a man of the Lord, you proclaim that you have the truth, there should be no way that you're directing Israelites to Ronald Dalton. All right. And if, you big up in this guy and embracing him and directing Jake to this guy, then what you're doing is you're laying a stumbling block before your congregation. Because I'm pretty sure, if you've been, watching his videos, reading through some of the information he's sharing and analyzing the doctrines that he's teaching, you would know that he's off on a lot of different things. He has the truth as far as the so-called Negroes, all right, being the true Israelites, descendants of the children of Israel. All right, he has the artifacts and the history and all that, which is cool. But that's where it stops, because there's a lot of other things that he's totally off on. And I'm sure Tazariak knows that. I'm pretty sure, other guys, Sakari, y'all know to debate people, get on your panels and debate people that is in opposition to the true doctrine. But I don't even hear nothing from y'all either. We're the only ones, despite, everybody giving this dude Ron Dalton credit, Great Millstone is the only ones that's actually doing what's supposed to be done, which is to rebuke and reprove. All right, open rebuke is better than secret love. Rebuke before all that others may fear. All right, especially when it comes to the doctrine. All right, being on the defense of the gospel. So anything outside of that, you're just going along to get along. Whether it's for clout, the attention, the money, new followers, maybe there's just an opportunity for y'all and y'all just jumping on it, but that's the wrong mindset. And that shows that you're really not a true defender of the word. All right, now let's go to real quick. Let's go to 2 John, verse 9. And it says, whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of a Mashiach have not the Most High. And we know Yahweh Shai, he comes in the volume of the book. All right. And him being the word of the Most High, we got to, digest his word, and we got to, we have to, like it says in 2 Timothy, we have to divide the word of truth. All right. We got to break it down directly and correctly. All right. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High. Rightly dividing the word of truth. All right. And if you can't, endure the doctrine, then you really don't have Yahweh Shai or the Most High in your corner. All right. It says, he that abideth in the doctrine of a Mashiach have both the Father and the Son. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, all right, like for instance, the Lord's coming back in the cloud, which the cloud is a chariot, what the white man calls a UFO or a unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP. If you don't believe that, and you don't believe that we're going to get out of here, through these vehicles, which is a miraculous salvation, then you really don't believe. Because that's a part of the doctrine, man. You don't believe that the Lord is capable of a miraculous salvation. All right, what does it mean in Isaiah 26 when it says, come up, enter into thy chambers and shut the door about thee? What does that mean? Until the indignation be overpassed. What is that going into? And the precept to that is in Revelation 11. All right, come up hither, and the enemies, they went up into a cloud, and the enemies beheld them. And that same hour was a earthquake. What event is that talking about, and what exactly are they going to be coming up into? And why does it say back in Isaiah 26 to shut the door behind thee? So is there some type of secret door from some cloud that's going to be up in the heavens? There's literally going to be a door that all Israelites from the four corners of the earth going to be, they're going to have to walk through. You got to explain these things if you're teaching that doesn't exist or that's not going to happen. All right. So that's part of the doctrine. And to Zaryak, ISUPK, y'all teach that. Zakari, y'all teach that. He's saying that that's not what it is. Therefore, you're supposed to take that matter with this guy. Since you in contact with him, we would not be in solidarity. We would not be fellowshipping with this guy. It says, receive him not into your house, neither bid him Godspeed. All right. Like Ron Dalton, he would not be able to come and hold any feast days with us based off of what he's teaching. Teaching that the white man is Japheth and not Esau. We would not bid him Godspeed. We'd have to question him, and we go into the scriptures. You got Cross the Line Radio. I got these platforms. Why not, when y'all get the guy on your platform, why not argue the scriptures? All right, because you do got listeners, you got followers, and if they see that you being in a position of leadership that you in is giving this guy credit, they're gonna be prone to follow this guy. All right. It says, for he that biddeth him Godspeed is partaker of his evil deeds. All right, and that's what you're doing. I would not endorse that dude. All right, this is in the NLT. Anyone who encourages such people becomes a partner in their evil work. All right, and misleading the flock, because he's coming with a doctrine that's contrary to what we have learned, what you have learned. All right, now we know that Johanna don't have the full truth. Y'all go off on things, but at least y'all come out of One West. All right, and One West is who actually, the Lord used to spread forth the gospel. Okay, it was off the labors of the men who came from that particular organization. Where the truth sparked up and was spread. And now this guy Ron Dalton just comes out of nowhere with a damn book and a documentary, and now he's that dude. Everybody got to go and check him out and listen to him. No, man. Romans 16:17, it says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which you have learned. All right, and what is an offense? And the word is scandalon. You get the word scandal from. And it says, the movable stick or trigger of a trap stick, a trap snare, any impediment placed in the way and causing one to stumble or fall, a stumbling block, occasion of stumbling, i.e. a rock, which is a cause of stumbling. Okay. And the doctrines that this guy Ronald Dalton is coming with these are stumbling blocks. Okay, you don't believe that the chariots or those vehicles that they're sighting in the sky. If you don't believe that those are the chariots of salvation, the chariots of Israel, then you casting a stumbling block. Because Jake know that those things are up there, but what are they? What are they? Jake is gonna question you. What is that? What are they then? Okay. And it also says figuratively applied to Yahushua Mashiach, which ultimately he's he's the rock of offense as well. You can read that in Isaiah 8:14 down. All right. He's the cornerstone. All right, that the builders disallowed. They didn't believe him because they read the law and they couldn't see him fulfilling the law as the Messiah, the Son of the Most High. So that was their stumbling block. It said, whose person and career were so contrary to the expectation of the Jews concerning the Messiah that they rejected him, and by their obstinacy made shipwreck of their salvation. All right, but we dealing with the doctrine. Okay. And this guy talking about going back to Africa. That's another thing. The Lord ain't commanded such thing. He ain't tell us all to go meet in some geographical location to receive salvation. He's going to deliver us from the four corners of the earth, wherever we were driven. He's going to come back and gather us. But going back to that initial question, how? When you read Revelation 18:4, Revelation 11:12, Isaiah 26:20, how so? What are we going to be beamed up into? He's teaching that there ain't none of those vehicles. All right. So he's going against the doctrine that we teach. That's an offense. All right. That's gonna get in the way of those who's seeking salvation, listening to this dude. Just because he's able to come with, documentation and icons and stuff like that. Then this guy goes into the DNA aspect. We know that's another pseudoscience, all right, of this devil, man. We don't use pseudoscience to prove who we are. We have the oracle, we have the law, we have the prophecies. That's enough to tell us. Plus, we have the Spirit. The Spirit itself beareth with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. So that guy, he has a carnal mindset. All right, it says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. Yeah, I mean, this dude, not only do he not know the true name of the Messiah, but, where's the credit given to the Messiah? Every time I hear that guy speak, I don't hear him giving, praises and glory to the Father through the name of his only begotten Son. All right. A lot of these dudes got their own ulterior motives, whether it be for fame, for filthy lucre. All right. And these guys just come out of nowhere and then they blow up, get all these accolades. All right. You're not serving the Lord, man. You're going to be hated when you serve the Lord. All right. It says, but their own belly, are satisfying their own flesh, their own, passions, their own lust. And by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. All right. And like it says in Proverbs, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man look well to his going. All right. So there's no way that I would be backing and endorsing Ronald Dalton. All right. There's no way. Especially for what we standing for. The Lord committed us with the trust of his gospel, man. He put that in our hands. So we're held responsible. All right. So if we see somebody coming with something contrary, we're going to mark them. All right. And any of our followers, we're going to tell them, don't watch them. All right. If we watch him, we vetting him to see what doctrines he's teaching. And we see something off, we going in. And that's why you're seeing the volume of videos go up from brothers getting at this dude. Because that's what true men of the Lord would do. Not go along to get along. Because you got certain dudes, just like the scribes and Pharisees, they just wanted the praise of men. They did not care about, pleasing the Most High. They want the praise of men. Was that Galatians? And this is Galatians 1:7. It says, I'll start at 6. It says, I marvel that you are soon removed from him that called you into the grace of a Mashiach unto another gospel, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of a Mashiach. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. All right, this is what Apostle Paul said. As we said before, so say I now again, if any man preach any other gospel unto you, let that, it's like you, if any man preach any other gospel unto you than that ye have received, let him be accursed. All right, because, you know, a heresy or a false doctrine is likened unto the strange woman. All right, it's to be detested just like you would detest an idol, because an idol is an accursed thing. Anybody, you bringing something foreign into the church, all right, that's not established, that's not co-signed by the Holy Spirit, then yeah, that get that out of here, man. And you bringing that, trying to cause division in the church, yeah, you get yourself cursed out. Okay. It says, for do I now persuade men or the Most High? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet pleased men, I should not be the servant of Yahushai. And you dudes right now, it's like you coming off as if you're not really servants of Yahushai. All right, because this guy's coming with another gospel, and instead of marking this dude and getting on him and scrutinizing his doctrine, you're endorsing him, giving him your platform and all these other things, man. That guy is not credible. All right, he got some information. All right, if you on a spiritual level and you know the truth, you could probably you know, vet some of his information. All right, that have some truth to it. You know, you maybe get some of the sources that he used to prove that the Negroes or Hebrews, but that's where that ends, man. But as far as the prophecies, this guy, he's totally off, man. He's not a prophet. And he's casting a stumbling block. And your job as a prophet, if you are one, is we're supposed to, you know, cast off the stumbling block. Let's go to Isaiah 57, starting at 13, because we're supposed to be known as what? The restorers of the path to dwell in. All right, the repairer of the breaches. Isaiah 58:12, it says, and they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. The tabernacle of David is being built. All right. The church of Yahushua, you know, where we being lively stones, building up a spiritual house. Right. Offering up spiritual sacrifices through Yahushua. It says, thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations. And thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. And how are we going to do that? We got to get rid of the rocks and stones that are in the way to clear that pathway. Let's go to Isaiah 57. And I'll start at 12. It says, I will declare thy righteousness and thy works, for they shall not profit thee. When thou criest, let thy companies deliver thee, but the wind shall carry them all the way. Vanity shall take them, but he that putteth his trust in me shall possess the land and shall inherit my holy mountain, and shall say, cast ye up, prepare the way, take up the stumbling block out of the way of my people. I remember going back to Romans 16. All right, anybody that's coming with offenses contrary to the doctrine, and what was an offense? Offense is a stumbling block. So we got to take up and get rid of the offenses from our people. And teaching that the so-called white man is Japhet and not Esau, that's a stumbling block. Teaching that the chariots are not the so-called UFOs or the UAPs, that's a stumbling block. Now I'm wondering what, because I think he got a video that he's also about to run dealing with the charagma. So I wonder what he says that is. And if he goes off on that, then you already know what time it is, right? So that's our job, is to take up the stumbling block out of the way. Okay, break down the strongholds. And this ain't personal. All right, we're defenders of the gospel, man. All right. I have not written unto you because you know not the truth, but you know it, and no lies of the truth. All right. So, hey, no respecter of persons, man. All right. There's no respecter of persons, man. You going off, then it is what it is, which is the ultimate act of love. But at least, once the Lord comes back, the blood will be off of our hands, man. And then you gotta, some of these guys out there, they gotta play their role. The Lord said that the deceived and the deceivers are His. So certain dudes are set up literally to be, false messiahs, false teachers, false prophets. All right, 1 John 4:1. Try the spirit by the spirit, whether they be of the Most High, because many false prophets are going out into the world. So we're gonna have that. But if you're a true prophet, you're gonna defend the gospel against the false ones, the false prophets. You're gonna break things down the correct way, and the Holy Spirit is gonna be dwelling with you to do so. The Lord already said, I have set up pastors according to my heart that shall feed you in knowledge and wisdom. But at the end of the day, if you're the elect, you're going to be directed to the right people. And if you're not, you're going to be redirected to, the false prophets, the false teachers. Okay, the charlatans are the wolves in sheep's clothing. All right. So anyway, I just had to, say something on that. All right. I'm pretty sure, maybe other brothers already done said it, but that was on my spirit, and I want to address that. All right. Sitting down with this dude, Ron Dalton, and telling people to go and, go buy his documentary and nah, man. The hell with that. All right. And we got this, watch it. I had to skim through some parts. They were like, what come on, man. Then he came with that Talmud. There was some information in the Talmud that suggested that Japhet was white and beautiful, but Shem was dark and Ham was black. Like, huh? So I guess that's what proves that the so-called white man is Japhet. You don't understand it. You don't know the scriptures, man, nor prophecy. All right, and the brothers are going back into the history, showing you that the people of those European countries were people of color. The Etruscans and the Minoans. When you look at their art, the art depicted the people as dark skinned. The women were painted white because it was a separation. It was to distinguish between the man and the woman, because they all had long hair. All right, but you will see that the hue is dark brown. So these were people of color. So Esau is not Japhet. It doesn't even make sense, not even eschatologically. And that's something that, Tazariak and many other people, all right, that's jumping on this dude's bandwagon. That's something that you could be questioning this guy about. Who were the Etruscans and the Minoans? Anyway, I'm gonna close out with that. I just had that on my spirit. The Lord willing, was edifying. Give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Shah. Shalom.